Hello friends, this is Jeremy Flagg, life coach, success strategist, author of Your Best is Next, and I just wanted to share a story with you today about the pitfalls that we can sometimes experience as parents. And maybe if you can avoid these pitfalls, or at least this one that I'm talking about in this story, you can have a much better opportunity to affect positively the lives of your children and feel much better about yourself and the way that you're handling those leadership situations when they arise. So if you're a parent today, this one goes out to you. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you can use it in your journey as a parent. If you're not a parent, you have been a child once, so you will still experience something great out of this story because you'll still have something to relate to. And the reality of it is, it all matters, guys. Every single lesson that we can learn from any experience in life is always going to be applicable across boundary lines. So, I think you're really going to find something great out of this story today. Because anytime we can avoid a mistake that someone else makes, it's a win for us, right? I can shortcut, save you time, and accelerate your success if you'll pay attention to the mistakes and the experiences of others. So, I'm alone in a hotel room. I hear a knock at the door. I have no one I'm expecting, so I'm not really sure who this is. It's a little weird, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it, right? So I open the door, I see my son. Now my son is surprising to me because he and I have traveled to Spain alone. He was invited to play soccer at a clinic there in Spain with a bunch of other American children. And we were there together. Now I'm staying in a hotel separate from him. He's staying with his teammates and his chaperones. So that's why I'm really surprised to see him at my hotel room door. So I look down and I say, "Jonathan, what are you doing here?" He looks up at me and he says, "Dad, I just can't take it anymore. I have to stay with you tonight. I have to sleep in your hotel room tonight." I said, "Son, what's the matter? Are you okay?" "Dad, I just can't take it anymore." And he closes the door. I said, "Well, son, tell me what's going on." "I ran over here because I was just locked in the bathroom for 20 minutes by the guys by my roommates. I hated it. I told them I didn't want to do it anymore, and they didn't listen. And they just locked me in there, and I just freaked out, and I ran out of the hotel room, and I came over to yours. Luckily," side note, luckily, "we were only across the street from one another. He was staying in a hostel across the street from my hotel, and he was familiar with my hotel room because we had already visited it together several times. So at least he wasn't lost on his journey, and at least he made it there safely. But I was alarmed, as anybody would be in that situation. Now, I'm doubly alarmed because he's telling me he's being bullied. And something on the inside of me started to freak out. I was feeling angry immediately. I was angry at the chaperones. I was angry at the kids who had done this to him. I was angry at the clinic for allowing it to happen. I was angry at the hostel for not seeing it on some sort of video camera. I was angry that my kid had to go through this alone. I was angry that I was powerless to do anything about it. I was angry. I'm sure you can, relate to when something difficult is happening to your kids and then you freak out and you feel angry and anxious and fearful that you're not going to make the right choice, that you're not going to do the right thing, that you're not going to give them the right advice, that it's not going to be good enough. I was freaking out. And I could feel it. It rung my bell. I know you know what I'm talking about. Some people might call it being triggered. I was triggered. I mean, man, on the inside, I was freaking out. On the outside, I was holding it together. I was like, "Hey, Jonathan, here's the thing, man. You surprised me. I need to go to the bathroom for a second. Let me just put your mind at ease. Go ahead, sit down, watch a little television, and rest assured you can stay with me tonight if that's what you would like. But it's not my first choice for you. I'll explain it to you in a little bit." And I sat him down, and I got him occupied, and I walked away, and I went to the restroom, and I closed the door, and I started breathing. Just deep breathing, thinking to myself, what is going on inside of you, Jeremy? I call it checking under the hood, right? My emotional dashboard lights had lit up all across the dashboard, and it was telling the driver, "Hey, something's wrong with your engine." The check engine light was on. I was freaking out. I was checking under the hood, trying to figure out what it is that made me feel this way about this situation. Certainly I could handle it. Certainly I could give him a strategy. Certainly I could help him, better be, successful in this situation. Win these kids maybe over to being friends instead of being enemies, or at least not feel bad about himself. Sure, I could help him with all that stuff, but what was going on inside of me that made me feel this way? Like a volcanic eruption. in my soul, like freaking out? Well, it was that little Jeremy, right? It was that little 11-year-old Jeremy saying, hey, remember me? I used to get locked in bathrooms. I used to run away on playgrounds from bullies to make sure I didn't get hurt. I used to, not play activities that I really enjoyed because someone else was playing them that might bully me. I used to hide with my friends outside to make sure that we didn't get hurt. I used to take all those words to heart. And I would act like I was all tough and they didn't hurt me. And I would take all those words to bed with me at night and cry myself to sleep. I was that guy, little Jeremy. Remember me? Wow. Didn't know what to do with all this. But I knew that what my son was going through somehow had more to do with me than it did to do with him. I just knew it in that moment. And I knew that there was a part of me that needed to be healed and whole in order for me to feel fulfilled and complete. So I gathered myself and I walked out to him. I turned off the TV and I looked him in the eyes and I said, son, here's the best thing I can tell you. I used to be bullied just like you. In fact, some of mine was even worse. But I can tell you this, no one helped me like I'm about to help you. And I want to give you the advice that my 11-year-old self would have loved to have received. Are you ready? I'm ready, Dad, he said. What is it? And I said, it's really simple, son. Instead of raising your voice and feeling like you got to prove yourself to everyone who comes up and tells you that you're not good enough, or that things that you have aren't good enough, or the things that you're wearing aren't good enough, instead of proving yourself and feeling like you have to, prove everything about you to be true, instead of that, why don't we just do this instead? I want you to study the color of their eyes. Dad, what? He says, what are you talking about? Why would I want to study the color of their eyes? It's simple, son. I just want you to study their eyes. Look into their eyes. Keep your chin up and study their eyes. Because right now what's going on, I guarantee you, is they start to tell you something about you, an opinion about you, something that's not true about you. They start to make fun of you and belittle you, and you start looking down. You look down at the ground. The further you look down, the lower you feel about yourself, the lower your self-esteem goes, the lower your confidence goes. I need you to aim high. Keep your chin up. Keep those eyes focused on their eyes. Focus on the color of their eyes. So much so that you can tell me the color of their eyes when I talk to you later and see if it works. Okay, Dad, well, what am I going to say back, though? They're going to say something to me and I got to say something back. Well, it's simple. After you study the color of our eyes, I want you to lock on their eyes, and after they give you an opportunity to speak, I just want you to say, whatever, man. Just the whatever strategy. That's what we're going to call this. So we practiced this for the next 10 minutes, he and I. We practiced whatever and eye locking and making sure that he felt confident in his new strategy. And I reassured him it doesn't have anything to do with you. It has more to do with them. They're feeling insecure. They're feeling fearful about themselves. They're feeling powerless in some way to control their own circumstances. So they're lashing out. Because the quickest way to feel important about yourself is to make everybody else feel less important about them. So he takes the strategy. He goes and uses it. I see him later on that night. And guess what? Dad, it works. Dad, it totally works. I had to use it 4 times already. It totally works. I said, yeah, but what's the color of their eyes? Right? I learned a big lesson in that moment as a parent. I even learned a huge lesson as a coach, too, that I could take with me and share with you on this video. And it's simply this. Sometimes, when your child is going through a difficult situation, it's way less about them and way more about an undone part of you. See, we get accused of overreacting a lot as parents, don't we? Don't our kids say, Dad, aren't you overreacting? Mom, aren't you overreacting? And the simple truth is, yeah, we probably are. You know why we are? Because little parent, little Jeremy on the inside is going, hey, remember me? That happened to me. Aren't you still mad about that? I'm mad about that. Let's get mad together. Let's get mad about 3-4 times as much as we should be in this moment. Let's overreact and try to solve the problems of our past while we're adults. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Not really. Let's solve little Jeremy's problems while we're talking to your own son. That doesn't help either. Got to go off and get healed and whole on your own. Got to realize what's going on. When you're getting lit up and you're feeling emotional and you're feeling that volcanic eruption come up from within you, when you react and you continue to react and your kid doesn't know what the heck's going on, they take that to heart sometimes. That can hurt them. But worse than that, it hurts you because there's a part of you crying out for help, saying, please help me. I'm still here. I'm not healed. and I want to be whole. When you keep reacting, you lose that situation. You lose your ability to influence your child. You lose the ability to feel good about yourself when you go to bed at night. Because you know there's something in you that feels undone and you don't know what it is. So my encouragement to you is this. When situations arise that ring your bell, that cause a volcanic eruption of emotion inside of you, whether it comes from your kid or your spouse or comes from your parent if you're a child watching this video, or comes from a friend or a loved one, or it comes from your workplace environment, where a coworker or a boss, wherever it comes from, and it makes you that crazy emotional on the inside, realize those are your dashboard lights going off, trying to indicate to you that something's wrong and you need to check under the hood. Check under the hood regularly when these things are happening, and you'll find much less to be concerned about in the present. Those past moments will no longer concern you. That fear and anxiety won't creep up on you anymore. And you'll feel more whole and more fulfilled and more satisfied every day. And guess what? You'll have all those lessons to give to others. You'll be able to talk to your child confidently with those lessons and share those with them and make them feel more confident in themselves, because it's not about you anymore. It's not about fixing some part of you that's been left undone, but instead it's about helping them in the present, in the here and now, on their journey, not trying to correct some part of yours that went wrong. Sometimes, friends, when life hands a difficult situation to your child, it's way less about them and way more about some undone part of you. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson today. I hope you can take it with you and use it in your own life. I would love to hear how it affected you, and I would love to hear if you were able to use it to some great effect in your own way. Leave me some comments below. Leave me some comments wherever you're seeing this video. I'll be happy to respond to them. I really do care about your success and your progress, and I want to help you grow in any way that I can. I hope this video helped you, and until next time, this has been Jeremy Flagg, looking forward to helping you live your success story.